I want to come back to inflation for a moment and just
okay.
We've had
you see the Kimberly?
We've had a series. Well, the commodity numbers. I mean, yesterday, it's pretty staggering when you look at the year-over-year increases in so many commodities, Jim. And then we've had a series of CEOs who've come on, typically for the lower-end paying jobs, restaurant workers and the likes, but who say they simply cannot find workers. Period. But Jay Powell and the Fed don't seem particularly concerned. Or at least they're going to hold the line.
Yes. I mean, they're hoping that lumber's an aberration. Yesterday, we had that amazing conversation with Jim Fitterling from Dow.
Yes.
There is just across-the-board inflation.
I mean, pricing
every single
them was
one
up
of this.
14% sequentially. That's quarter to quarter.
I know. Polly and Ethel went crazy.
And he believes pricing is going to maintain that kind of level, if not rise for a bit of time. You had Gelsinger on last night talking about the chip shortage. It's going to go on for quite a while.
It is so meaningful.
We're going to talk about that more in the next block of our show. But I don't know. I wonder how that fits into the view of the overall market and to what we expect is going to be a continued pace of increased spending by Americans.
Well, why haven't companies stepped up? Look, the copper companies are expanding in order to meet demand. I don't know if I was talking to Cleveland Cliffs. They have to expand. Nucor has to expand. And people aren't liking that quarter. I think that's a big mistake. I think the quarter was very good. But, David, the companies have to increase supply. And that's what I think Jay Powell is betting on, that they're going to look at the prices and look at Micron. Here's a good one. Micron stock, people are saying to me, Jim, why is Micron going down? Well, people are saying that what's happened is all these semiconductor capital equipment companies have actually increased DRAM capacity.
Right.
So that's what Jay Powell is betting on. He's looking at the head and shoulders there and betting. No, he is betting that Micron, this little joke, he's betting that companies like Micron will have so much supply and demand will dry, and that stock is going to be emblematic of what's happening. I don't think he's right. I think Micron is going to do well, but the stock is telling me I'm wrong. PCs, Carl, PCs may be peaking right now.
Yep.
Right now.
You know, Jim, we can talk a lot about the cost of corn or soybeans or used cars up 52 or existing homes up 17. But with rent in this country in free fall and obviously wages not doing a whole lot, if you look at Atlanta Fed, it's going to be difficult to see some of that show up in the macro inflation data.
I agree. Now, with the Chipotle call, there was a terrific discussion about minimum wage. And they said they could do it no problem. They can raise prices a little bit, 2-3%. But, Carl, minimum wage, they're not giving them. Right now, they're not just saying, listen, we're going to give minimum wage. The only company that I think is always engaged in paying his people more is Costco. And, of course, it's the greatest retailer of our time, so it's kind of a little counterintuitive to people. But, no, people are not being paid more. I know that we said that we can't find people, but they're not getting paid more.
Right. Which goes back to our original discussion about the tax regime and the fact that the wealthy have gotten wealthier as a result of significant gains in the stock market and their investments. And so the question becomes, how do you narrow that gap? Perhaps by raising cap gains, that at least.
Can't we do what Reagan did? We make the people at the bottom wealthy.
Right.
As opposed to making the top people poor.
Are they going to really get poorer?
I'm not Lenin.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.